Ladies and gentlemen, we are only just a few days away from one of the biggest games in football history. No, it's not going to be the Champions League video. That will come later. This is going to be about the Europa League Final. We've got two amazing teams that arguably could be very competitive in the Champions League, battling it out to see who is the Europa League champions of the world. Now, it's going to be very interesting. You have two great sides, two great teams, very different styles of play, but who ultimately will win in the Europa League Final? Let's see what I think right now. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a UEFA Europa League match predictions video between Inter Milan and Sevilla. Two great sides going to do battle to see who will be the Europa League champions. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the 100 subscribers, man. Probably the biggest accomplishment I could ask for at this stage of my YouTube life. It's been incredible, man. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get it this soon. I figured it'd be at least a year. It's always difficult to start out some new ventures. It's always the hardest when you start off. But I guess I'm doing something right. I guess I could say no. I'm not hitting major strides and getting 50,000 views or anything like that. But I'm a YouTuber that's trying to build something here, and any subscriber is a good subscriber. You're all part of the family, man. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me, but I'll make a separate video about that. I just wanted to say, because we've hit it now, thank you. We'll move on into the Europa League. This is going to be difficult, so since this video is not going to be too long, I kind of want to go back into the Sevilla and Inter Milan types of play. So in their last, well, at least their last game. So if you talk about Sevilla in their last game, they versed Manchester United. That loss still hurts, man. We should be in this final, but unfortunately we're not. And the reason why was because Sevilla really played deep. They played very deep. They parked the bus. They allowed Manchester United to hold possession, which is something I completely did not see coming. I thought Sevilla will be the one that will be holding possession. And they ended up counter-attacking us, and two poor defensive displays from Manchester United allowed Sevilla to get 2 goals. 2 fantastic crosses, it has to be said. And they stole that game away from us, and Sevilla go into the Europa League Final probably as probably the favourites. I'm not really sure how people would see this game. In my opinion, they're not the favourites, but since they are very good in Europa League competition and Europe competitions in general, they could be considered the favourite amongst many to beat Inter Milan. However, if you looked at the way that they played against us, they will not win against Inter Milan. If they play the exact same way they decided to play against Manchester United, I truly don't see them beating Inter Milan. And I'll give you my reasons why, but overall, they've had a fantastic journey. Sevilla, they beat very, very tough teams. They beat Wolves before this. They have well and truly deserved their name in the Europa League Final. They have been doing this for years, man. They've been putting themselves in the Europa League Finals for so many years, and they deserved it every single time. And this is no different. Just because it's happened to my team that we lost doesn't mean that they don't deserve it, man. They truly did deserve it on the night, and they deserve it now. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to fare against an Inter Milan side that has been looking very, very scary. Absolutely scary. So let's move on to Inter Milan now as I speak of them. It's going to be very interesting to see where Inter Milan will go from here. Lukaku's had a tremendous season, and I don't think he's, since the coming back into the Europa League, I don't think he's not scored in a game. I feel like he scored in every Europa League game, and he has been a monster. It's going to be very tough to stop him. Absolutely, it's going to be very tough to stop him. Sevilla, I don't think, have tremendous defensive depth. I feel like Lukaku can bully his way into Sevilla's box, but not only that, Inter Milan have a fantastic defensive record. Inter Milan's defensive record is probably the best in the Europa League, I'm pretty sure. Very, very few teams are able to score on them. And the reason why is because they love to play 3 at the back. They play 3 at the back, and it works extremely well for them. The wing-backs are basically not even full-backs. They allow their 3 at the back to go out wide or even cramble into the centre. they could do a lot of things Inter Milan to make sure that they keep a clean sheet. It's been very difficult to score on Inter Milan. And in my opinion, they are the favourites for this game. I don't see how they walk away from this not being the favourites. I know what Lukaku said in the press conference, that Sevilla will be the favourites and Inter Milan will basically be the underdogs. But I don't see it that way, because Inter Milan have been scary. Last game against Shakhtar, honestly, the game was balanced. It was genuinely balanced, but the will to score goals in the first half and then the absolute ability to break them down in the second half is really what made them dominate that game 5-0. And Shakhtar are a great team, man. Don't get me wrong, just because they lost, a lot of people will just completely ignore Shakhtar because of their loss, but they are a great team and they deserve a lot of respect for getting that far, and they could have went into the Europa League Final. I'm not saying that the game would have went differently, but obviously Inter Milan was so good that day that it was basically unstoppable. I don't think any team would have been able to beat them on that day. So now we go into the Europa League Final, the biggest final for a lot of these people's career. I don't think Lukaku's ever been in a European final, so that's going to be very interesting for him to see if he is going to rise to the occasion. You obviously have young players like Martinez, you have Barella, you have Eriksen, you have a lot of players that not necessarily are bad players, but have been relatively inexperienced towards a final in Europe. And it's going to be very, very tough to see what they do. Now, I know Eriksen is probably a poor example, because I'm pretty sure last season he was in the Champions League final. But realistically, this team doesn't have much experience in European competitions. And that's the one thing you can give to Sevilla. Sevilla, you can hate them, you can like them, they're aging, they're crap, whatever you want to say about them. They have very, very good European competition experience. They've been in finals before. They know what it's like to play in continental football. They've done it for years. They know how to do this. Inter Milan are relatively, they're not new at it, but they definitely have a lot of players from previous clubs joining to this club, going into this final, that have not really had that experience before. Now, ultimately, experience is one thing, but anything can happen in a Europa League final, just like anything can happen in a Champions League final. It's a one-game tie. I say it all the time. It's going to be very, very difficult. But who do I think is going to win this game? Straight and forward, I think Inter Milan will run through Sevilla. I just know from previous experience versus Sevilla that they're not great. They did not look great against Manchester United at all. And I think Inter Milan will relatively have a better side overall than Manchester United. So I don't see them wasting opportunities as much as we did. I don't see them wasting easy crosses into the box for Sevilla. I don't see that happening. They play three at the back, for crying out loud. I feel like Sevilla will have to really adjust their game plan if they're going to win this game. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible for Sevilla. Far from the truth, man. Sevilla definitely have a strong chance to win. Otherwise, they would not be in the Europa League final if they didn't have a chance to win it, man. They've clearly deserved and put their way through there. But Inter Milan have been looking so scary, so attacking, clinical. Lukaku's been insane. Martinez finally gets 2 goals. It seems like things are coming together. I think this is going to be a perfect way. If Conte does get sacked as the Inter Milan manager, this is the perfect way to send him off. I think all the players will be ready for this game. I truly see Inter Milan taking this victory. What do you guys think in the comments below? I'd really love to know. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. 100 down, 100 more. I ain't stopping, man. There's no stopping this train. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the Champions League predictions video. Take care and peace.